Thank you, Dennis. Dennis is one of our students who was involved in the project. Thank you very much. And he passed his last exam yesterday. Congratulations. So, dear guests, dear teachers, we are very pleased to greet you here today in our Daugavpils Secondary School number 3. And it's a big day for us, and we're a little bit nervous. Not a little bit, yes. But we truly hope to share, to give you at least something useful, as we realize that today we have an audience of experienced and excellent teachers, and it does not make it easier for us. So we wish you a pleasant seminar, and we hope you will have a fruitful event today. Thank you very much for being here with us. And to begin with, it's my pleasure to give the floor to our headmaster, Vitalia Zarevich.
Labdien, cienījamie kolēģi! Man ļoti patīkami visus redzēt šeit, Daugavpils 3. vidusskolā. Noslēguma seminārā mēs beidzam vienu no ERASMUS projektiem šodien. Un es pateicos visiem, ka jūs saulainā laikā, varbūt viens otrs jau atvaļinājumā atnāca pie mums, ar kaut ko iepazīstināties jauno un kaut ko redzēt tādu, ko jūs varbūt izmantosiet pēc tam savā darbā. Bet es gribu pateikties visai projekta komandai, tiem radošiem skolotājiem, kuri ne tikai raksta projektu, bet realizē. Jūs zināt, kas tas ir, kas piedalās projektos, cik sarežģīts un papildu darbs ir projektos, tā skaitā ERASMUS projektos. Tāpēc es gribu pateikties Alīnai un visai komandai par milzīgo darbu par šiem gadiem. Paldies!
And we have one special guest today, and this is a person who is always a great help and support if you are brave enough to implement a project in your school. And this is project expert from Daugavpils Education Department, Elena Valodas.
Hello, colleagues. It will be better if I continue to speak in Latvian about the works. So, tātad es gribu pateikt tiešām paldies lielu Alīnai. Jūs šodien esat ieradušies un jūs redzat to redzamo projekta darbu. Tātad skaisti materiāli, jums nelielas dāvanas, prezentācijas. Varbūt jūs esat arī dzirdējuši par braucieniem, ja? Un tie, kas varbūt nekad nav piedalījies projektos, viņam dažreiz liekas, ka projektu tāds liels paldies.
So, it's time to start. Our point for today, and it was for the last couple of years, how to accelerate learning with the help of technology. And I'm glad to present you today our really successful, productive and up-to-date Erasmus Plus project, Flip&Movie. So it's of course funded, it was funded and it is funded by European Union, and it was partnership among schools of Croatia, Italy, Spain, Slovakia and Latvia. And in this project our concern was how to motivate the unmotivated student to read and to study. And our solution was to use technology in the classroom and help the students feel more motivated. So, you can see the information about our partners here, and a big plus was that each partner had a relevant experience before they entered the project, and it helped a lot. This is this relevant experience. So our project was really busy with different events, meetings, training sessions, and tasks, home tasks, and so on. And we had 4 transnational meetings, 2 for each year, where we shared best practices, good practices. We shared materials, we worked on our intellectual outputs, and we planned, of course, we planned our work, we planned activities, and we thought about our priorities. We had free meetings, free mobilities for teachers, free international trainings, and thanks to our partners, they were, maybe except the first one, they were really innovative, they were successful, and I think the teachers got a lot of new experience. Here you can see the topics which teachers covered during these sessions. Our students also participated, and we had free mobilities with students. Our students worked in international class, and they covered such topics as dramatization, digital storytelling, making movies, creative writing with the use of digital tools, and much more. In our project we have two intellectual outputs. The first one is training kids be happy to read and write, and the second is educational computer game, Story Inventor. And my colleagues today will tell you a little bit more about these intellectual outputs. In the project we had 5 multiplier events, and one of them is taking place right now here. And I will show you our school webpage. If you visit our school webpage, Daugavpils, you will find here it's Startadiska sadarbība, and you will find all the information about the project, all details, all information about partners, all home tasks, all articles about the mobilities, all presentations which we prepared about the dissemination of our project, and so on and so forth. So, thank you for your attention. It was very short about the project itself, and I will hand you over to my colleague Irena, who will speak about our first intellectual output, training kids be happy to read and write.
Dear guests, we are glad to introduce you our training kit, Be Happy to Read and Write. It looks like this. So it is published in 2 versions, in national and international. Here is our Latvian version. Every team had to prepare theoretical and practical material on reading and writing in their own country. Thus, our output summarizes not only the experience of our school, but also of the city and Latvia in the whole. For almost 1 academic year, we studied basic theoretical principles as well as different types of reading and writing. Without doubt, the most valuable part of our work is the practical one. We consider that a lot of ideas will be useful for teachers. For example, creative writing techniques in primary school, idea stairs or story train help to write essays according to the plan. They visually show introduction, the main part, and conclusion. Double diary to write theatre performance, concert, or exhibition reviews. Before the event, the teacher announces criteria to be observed. After the event, the student fills the second part of the table with their observations. What do I know about autumn? Students express characteristic features statements. Writing of class chronicles can be used as a reading material for students and their parents. In dialogue journal, students type messages or questions they are interested in using ICT, send each other and receive answers. The main way to the improvement of reading competence is regular reading of various texts. In our kit, there are different ideas for promoting reading. For example, reading by godparents. Godparents is referred to parents, godparents, grandparents, and other people who are interested in reading books aloud in public and social surroundings, and can come to school and read for children. Ex libris. Children can be offered to create their own ex libris bookplate, and it can be placed in a new book, thus personalizing it. Reader's card holder gets a special stamp after he takes a book in a library. When a certain number of stamps is collected, a comics book or a small pocket book can be as a surprise. Our teachers of the Latvian language shared the methodological material, development of student literary interest, containing a lot of ideas and worksheets for teachers and students' collaboration in creative atmosphere. We translated them into English. Let's have a look at some of these worksheets. Journey in the book. After exploring a book, a student writes down his thoughts about the period of his or her way. The traveler in the picture, the beginning of a journey. At the top of the hill, the most interesting episode in the book. The thunderstorm cloud, the most difficult episode. The river, the main events. The trees, the main characters, their characteristics. The sun, the funniest episode. The house, the clue. Make a poster to introduce your classmates to your favorite book. Create a bookmark of your favorite book and write why you have done in that way. Write what you think may please and grieve the book and the reader. Speaking about reading, I'd like to offer you some ideas from courses in England. For example, in Form 12, after passing an exam in March, students can read and discuss different books. In your folder, you can find a handout, My Son the Fanatic. There are pre-reading and after-reading activities, as well as information how to organize reading circle, where everybody in a group has a role. Discussion reader, summarized connector, word master, culture collector. Then students are motivated to read the book. In the frame of the project, we prepared 4 video tutorials on reading seminar, creative poetry workshop, task-based learning lesson, poetry and prose recitation competition. One of them is creative poetry workshop. The goals of this workshop, which was done by a teacher of Latvia, Marina Fiklistova, are to get acquainted with the peculiarities of a poetry analysis and create own Dadaist poem, focusing on its unusual form, as well as to perform the full analysis of a chosen poem using modern technologies. The coordinator of the project summarized international experience of Italy, Latvia, Slovakia, Croatia and Spain in the common kit, which will be published in Italian and English. It includes good practices in partner countries, innovative best practices in Italy, tutorial sheets with video, digital tools for promoting reading and creative writing. If you are interested in ideas and worksheets, we can send you our training kit to your email address, which you mentioned in the registration list of the seminar. Thank you for attention. The second output of our project, Flip&Movie, is a computer game. Ilona Dzirugina will introduce this intellectual product.
Good morning. I'm going to speak about the second output of our project, which is called Story Inventor. As the target audience of our project were children, the output was also created for children in the form of a game. So, the game is very simple. Here are 5 boxes floated in the sea. You can see a box with characters, ends of stories, settings, plots, and mystery box. If you, for instance, tap on characters, you can get some guidelines. But if you tap on plots, you cannot get ends of stories. And if you tap on ends of stories, you cannot get plots. So, this is what the student has got: characters, settings, and plots, and the guidelines for them. What is interesting about the game is that the national stories of all 5 countries who participated in the project, Slovakia, Spain, Italy, Latvia, and Croatia, have been collected together and put here. So it can happen like this. For instance, a character from Latvia can end up in a setting in Spain or have a plot from Croatia. After the student has got all the guidelines, he can click on the pencil to start writing. Or if he doesn't like the guidelines, he can click on the button or try again. This is the story page, and it contains the following. Story guidelines, name, class, and secret word input fields. So this is how the input field looks like. On the left, the student has got characters, settings, plots, and mystery box. On the right, there is a field to write the story. And there is also a button to submit the story. The mystery box. The mystery box contains some images, pictures, photos, and also sounds. It can be also enlarged by clicking on it. So the student has to put his full name and surname, and also a secret word. The secret word is provided to the student by the teacher, and if the student enters the wrong secret word, the story will not be saved in the database. Also, it is done as a safety measure, as for instance, if the student forgets to enter the secret word or enters the wrong one, then the story will not be saved in the database. So, if you want, you can also download the story to your personal computer. There are also some conditions how to download here. So, the story can be reached only by administrator, the teacher, by entering teacher's credentials in the field which is in the top right corner. So, and here is also some other technical information, how to download, how to change the story guidelines if you want. So you have to fill the template with data, then save the changes, clicking yes or no on any questions, and rename the file. You can click on Add Files and select the field template and click on the Start Upload. So our students have created a lot of wonderful stories, and they have got so very rich experience. You can see here some of the stories and also some digital comics. And is the site where you can get story inventor and play with it. And I have also some tutorials. In the break you can come and have a look here. Thank you for your attention.
Karina Truskovska would like to share her experience of working with learning application digital tool.
So, good morning. My name is Karina Truskovska and I'm going to introduce the website Learning Apps to you. Learning Apps is a tool to support teaching and learning with small interactive tasks. The activities can be embedded in your lessons or they can be used for self-study. Learning Apps is free. Only you have to sign up and you get started. The platform provides about 20 different tasks type templates in 20 different languages. You can use tasks which other people have already created, or you can create your own and share them if you wish. After you sign up, you have to think about the topic of the task. You have to fill in the content to save and to share if you want. I would like to show you a video to look at the features in the details.
I'd like to give the floor to Inara Kazakevich, who will tell you about creating comics to develop creative writing skills.
If anyone needs help with the tablet, please ask. It's better to use Chrome.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Inara, and I'm going to tell you about the comics creation tool that I found on the internet and use it in my classroom. As you know, comics have always been of interest to children, and I decided to introduce comics into the students' learning process. This helps me make the learning process fun and helping me battle with the digital distraction that students face. I've been searching the internet looking for the comics creation websites. I found some of them, but as you know that some comics websites are not for free, so you have to pay, well, a little bit, but still you have to purchase something. Or, well, some of them needs to be logged on to create your passwords or to create a personal account. So this is not a great idea for me and for students. It takes more time to use it in the classroom. What I have found is free to use, and I think it is very easy, and I show you now. I think some of you might know this comics creation tool and this website. It is called makebelievescomics.com. If you go to this web page, you will see, well, the first page looks like that, and there is the whole explanation how to use the makebelievescom comics creation tool. If you enter here, click on enter here, you will see the next page where the comic strips are shown you. What you have to do here with your students, or what you can do with your students, is very simple. It takes you about 15-20 minutes to create the comic strip. You can choose the characters, there are a variety of characters already made, and you can choose just select the emotions, select the background, then to select the colors of the background, set the scenes of your comic strip, and then to scale, to move the characters, then to add some objects to the panels. It's up to you to decide how many panels you're going to have. For example, you can have only 2 panels, and that will be very easy for students to create the comics, and very fast.
The teachers were not very experienced in seminars, so forgot to say that you have handouts in your folders, and you can find all the links, all sites, everything there. Sorry.
Modern children spend a lot of time in virtual reality. Galina Lavrentieva is sure that it is possible to apply it in the classroom.
Good morning. I'm going to present you the idea of using virtual reality in the classroom. First of all, what does VR stand for? It's clear that it is virtual reality, which is the latest latest buzzword in the wonderful world of technology.
This is my first time. I'm really afraid to screw up. So you can move your hands.
Natasha, move around.
Wow. The same voices as in the video. So the only thing I have to, I see it horizontal, not vertical. Yes, move and move yourself. Really?
What message would you like to say? Look if you have money.
Okay, so I see some words here. Those is for you. Now.
Natasha, can you describe what you see?
Yeah, so I'm really at the shop right now. The only thing, like, it's a bit, maybe it should be a bit adjusted. Then I see it's full of clothes. I also can see like a lot of text, vocabulary items explained for me. Yes, and the text is supported by the visual, like, written information. And I'm literally, like, I have the feeling I'm really in this room. My goodness. Wow, it's fantastic.
It's unbelievable something. So, dear guests, it's time for a coffee break. We are
Who's ready, who's not ready, and then we have a kind of a feedback when I show them this exercise again, and they all are eager to answer correctly because they've done it previously already. You don't have. There is no sound. It was before the sound now, but it was 2 minutes ago, the sound. That's okay, but you understand the idea how we can work with the song. and again it is connected with your vocabulary and the grammars that the students have been learning.
One of the programs to develop communicative and creative skills is Photo Grid, and Elena Smulko will tell you about their opportunities.
And the idea of using this application I brought from England when I was in the course in Exeter last year, and so what is it? The Photo Grid, the vast knowledge maker. This application is very easy to use, not only at home, but during the lessons with your students. So with the help of this application, you can combine the several photos into one photo and share with your students using the social networks, maybe during your classes. And to get this application for Android mobile phones, you just download it into Google Play Market into your mobile phone. The features and functions of this application, you have the scrapbooks, you can make the video slides, also there are a lot of templates for different topics, stickers, film strips, it is possible to add drawings, text, everything you like. The first option I would like you to show is a photo editor. It's up to you, it's your idea. Teachers are all the time very creative. And for example, I prepared the question for you. Let's start maybe with the simplest. What's London's most famous department store? And you have three options. Number 1 is Marks and Spencer, number 2 Harrods, and number 3 is John Lewis. How do you think? Number 1, no. Harrods, yes, of course, well done. And the second question, who wrote famous books in 48 Doughty Street? Do you have any idea? Do you know the writers? Let's start number 1. Who is the writer? George Eliot. Number 2. Jane Austen. Number 3. Shakespeare. And number 4. Dickens. Yes. What is the correct answer? It's number 4. Dickens. Yes. The next function is a collage maker. Your students, not only the teachers, can use this program. Your students, it's possible to make the postcards, for example, for Christmas time or about the London attractions, as well as you can practice the speaking skills. You can ask your students, why do you use or what are the attractions of London do you put into your collage and why?
I have a question. Have you ever heard about QR codes? If not, Irina Andreeva is eager to speak about them and how they work.
My name is Irina, and I'm going to explain to you what QR codes are, how to create and to use them in the classroom. What exactly is a QR code? It looks like this. QR QR stands for quick response, and a QR code is very similar to a barcode, only the difference is that it can contain more information than a barcode. The code consists of black modules arranged in a square pattern on a white background. A QR code can be scanned by any mobile device equipped with a camera and QR code reader application. It is used to provide easy access to information for the user. QR codes can contain text, telephone number, links to websites, videos, files, and much more. Nowadays, QR codes are very popular. You can see them everywhere, from movie posters to products at the supermarket. There are a lot of them in modern newspapers and magazines, on advertisements. How do they work? I have made a QR code, for example, and you have to take your mobile device with a camera and a QR code application. Then you have to scan this QR code, and you can immediately go to our school website. It works like magic. Why use? There are a number of reasons to use QR codes, but for me, the main reason is that it is easy to give the students web addresses, especially to young students. It allows the students to be more independent and responsible for their learning.
Today I'm going to speak about TriCider. TriCider is a brainstorming tool which can be used in your class for online discussion collaboration with your students. The participants of the brainstorming can evaluate, vote, and propose their ideas. What is good about TriCider is that it is absolutely free of charge, and it can be used for registered and non-registered users. Registered users have more additional tools, extra tools. They can also save virtual walls and manage them, but also there are some basic.
The other platform which was presented in Riga is Facebook. In the sample video which we watched, students researched and wrote biographies. First of all, they worked in groups and wrote a letter to Donald Trump from Hillary Clinton. Then, in pairs, they created profiles of famous people. And after that, learners visited each other's profiles and posted comments and questions in response to the original post. I offer to watch a short video with subtitles, how to work with this tool and its advantages.
Is our former student.
If there are no questions, in conclusion, Alina Yeremenko will tell you about marking students and feedback with the help of ICT.
Thank you. Good news for you. I'm the last speaker today. So, speaking about technologies, there is always a question. What if I don't have a tablet, a computer, or a device for each student? So then how can I use all these innovations, technologies, IT applications, and so on? And today I'm going to show you a great tool which is possible to use without having a device for each student in class. And these are clickers. Have you heard about clickers? Who has heard about clickers? Oh great, not a lot of people. Okay. So why clickers? First of all, I will give you some inspiration about clickers and then show what it is. So why clickers? It's fun. All my students love clickers. Doesn't matter how old are they just love them. They're easy to use, and easy to use not only for the student, but they are really easy to use for the teacher. And it's important about technologies. And of course, a very big point, it's free. And no batteries to lose or replace, no expensive equipment to buy, and no one is left out, which is a very important, essential point of today's education. So each student should be involved.
Okay, my phone is recognizing each card and your answers, and you can see on the screen that we are receiving the answers. Today's can everyone, number 7. Where is number 7? Number 7, could you show it again? Number 2, it was no question. 7. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, and that was the problem. Yeah, good. So, do you know the correct answer? Who knows? Afraid to say, yeah? Alaska, of course it's Alaska. So we received all the answers, and we can see now who answered correctly. I will do it quickly, and wow, stand your tired. The last thing to do today. So a quick summary of our seminar. Of course, in your folders, you have old-fashioned paper feedback. Please. But before this paper feedback, I will show you how I work with my students, which site I use to ask feedback from them. And the task will be very easy. Please describe today's seminar in one word, no, at least 2 words. What you should do. In your tablets, open please the link. You will find the icon there, which icon answer garden. Look at the top. There is a question there, right? And the question is, please describe today's seminar in 1 word. So choose your word. Each person should type something. You type your word and then you press submit. Type the next word, press submit. Okay? You can do it also from your mobile phone if you have it. We are not connected.
Okay, we are connected.
We are connected.
So we can see everything you're typing on the screen. Also, you can see these on your screen tablets. I use this tool usually in class, but you can also type a question. It's very easy to use, even no need to make your own account. You open this answer garden, you type your question, and you send the link to your students. You can do it in class.